Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to me, Alan, the Whisky Friend. Here we are, it's another new week guys, another new video. This time I'm going to do my best bourbons of 2019. As you're aware, I started a bourbon journey about 6 months ago, so I'm not the greatest bourbon expert in the world, so hopefully you'll take that into account. But thanks to some guys over in the States sending me some fantastic samples, Jerry Kersey, Jason at the Mashing Drum, they're just a couple of guys to mention. Obviously there is a few more. So I have had the beauty and had the great opportunity to try a lot of spectacular bourbons. So if you're watching in the UK, a lot of these might not be available here, but it's like myself, I've been trying to source out some of them. So when I'm getting the samples, if I can track down a bottle, if you've got friends in the States, get them to try and track them down, because there's some fantastic bourbons over there. Unfortunately, we don't have access to a lot of them here. I have picked up a few bottles at auction, going down that road to try and get some, and anybody that can send me some has been sending me, so I'm really thankful to the guys who've been sending the samples. Just a friendly reminder from me to thee, if you're a returning subscriber, then thanks very much and welcome back. But if you've so happened to pop along for the first time and whiskey or bourbon is your thing, you've come to the right place. You might want to consider clicking that subscribe button down below, and don't forget to click the bell for future notifications to be kept up to date whenever I'm putting out a new video. I've been sitting here for about an hour tonight just trying to figure out how to put this 5 together. Because I say there's lots and lots. There's lots that I've got, guys, that I've not been able to try yet. So hopefully they may come through 2020. And hopefully I can get to try some of these. I'll just give you a little flavour of some of the ones that I've got that I've not tried. I've got a couple of Joseph Magnus ones here. I've got the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend Bourbon Batch 13, 51.8. I'm looking forward to that. I did do a review earlier on the Joseph Magnus 100 proof. You might want to go back and check that out. And then I've got the Joseph Magnus Murray Hill Club 51.5. So there's a couple of Joseph Magnus there. Got a couple of Maker's Marks. I've got Private Select. I've got a summer one and a winter one. And these are obviously done in different staves. So again, I'm looking forward to doing a couple of those. Makers. I've got a couple of Mictors. I've got the Mictors Small Batch US #1 Unblended American 41.7. Got Ironclad, I'm looking forward to that one. Ironclad 45%, batch 21. Barrel SMKU and bottle 101. So again, there's some really fantastic stuff. I see Jason sent me some that I've not got to yet. I've got a Mictors Barrel Proof 106.8. Looking forward to that one. I've got another ECBP here, which is the C918. I have done the B517 in a review, so you want to check that one out. Looking forward to that. And I've done an Old Forester's. I've got an Old Forester's Prohibition 1920 Prohibition here at 115. Looking forward to that one. I have done an Old Forester review. Can't remember off the top of my head which one it was. But there's just lots and lots of stuff. I've got a George Dickel Rye Whiskey. That's sent for me by Luna Aaron over in Germany. I've got a Bullet Bourbon which Luna's sent. So I've got got lots and lots of samples, so I don't want to drag this guys out. But 2020 looks like it's going to be a great year for bourbon, guys, on the Whisky Friend. So I'm just going to just plot them in every now and again, find the right spot to put them in. But there's lots and lots, and hopefully more stuff will keep coming my way, so, and I can try and bring it to you guys. But anyway, let's get to these. I've tried to narrow it down to 5, so I've got 5 that I'm going to name as my top 5. I've got also 5 that just missed out. So I'll start off with the number 5 on my list, which was a super bourbon. It was sent to me by Jason at the Mashing Drum. I did do it on one of my live streams, so I cracked it open there. I did crack it open blind, I didn't know what it was then. But I was so impressed with that that whiskey, Texas whiskey. Not sure what they call them, whiskies or bourbons, or but I've just got this one as Iron Root Harbinger. Well, this one's a bourbon, Texas bourbon, 115 proof. I'm going to get rid of this little glass at the minute. I've got one opened up here. I'll save that one for later. As I say, I did get the samples of these. So Jason sent me some really generous samples. So I did do it on the night, but I did save some of it because I thought it might come in handy again. So I'll just pour a little touch of this and do a little flavour on it while I'm here, just to remind me and refresh my memory. But I know this was super intense, and it was very oaky. So I'll have a quick whiff of this Harbinger, 115 proof. Wow, it's around about 2.5 years old, I believe this. So I was really astounded at the time when I tried it, is how young it was. But I think that's obviously down to the Texas climate, and there seems to be quite a thriving whiskey community going on down there in Texas. So as I say, I've got a visit planned possibly next May, so I'm looking to hopefully take in May. So anybody that's watching, give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment, let me know, and I'll try and catch up with you when I'm in Texas. But anyway, let's have a quick whiz of this. Wow. It's got those typical bourbon notes. It's very fruity, very sweet. This one's, even on the nose, it's quite intense, but it's really oaky. Even smells a little bit salty, but there's lots of vanilla. It smells sweet. It smells spicy. See, lots of cinnamon, but the colour's absolutely fantastic again on that. See, but let's have a quick sip. Okay, guys, on that sip, straight up front, it's intense, it's powerful. It lets you know it's 115 proof. But yes, it is. There's lots of sweet apples at the front. It's spicy, a little bit peppery, lots of cinnamon. But again, it's very mouth coating. But like a lot of bourbons, it's got that sweetness. It's got your typical caramels, your brown sugars. But there's lots of apple in it. And as it develops, there's the vanilla, the caramel, all that sweetness is there, but it's intense the whole way through. And as it's developing, the intenseness still builds and builds and builds. So there's lots of, it's a powerful whiskey. I would expect that to be in my top 5 if it was going to be that powerful. But as I say, at 115 proof, it's spectacular. 2.5 years, it's awesome stuff what they've done down there. Heading into the finish, it's quite it's a medium kind of long finish. It's a little bit dry, a little bit dusty, still spicy and peppery. And even right on the back, there's possibly some tobacco, maybe some leather, and a little bit nutty. But let me just finish this off. But that's the Harbinger, number 5. Okay guys, where will I go next? Let's see where we are. This is actually another sample that Jason sent me in that blind sample range. And again, I tried this on the live as well, so I have tasted these. Luckily enough, I've saved a little bit more for this, for just such a rainy day. This one is number 4 on the list, which is the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. It's 129.7. So I always remember this is a whopper. So let me have a quick try of this one. Wow, beautiful colour again, that. So I always remember this one was, for me, it was very fruity, very spicy. From what I can remember, it was a couple of months back that I tried it. But let's have a quick whiz on this again. So this is number 4 on the list. Wow, this is really nice. This was one thing I liked about this was the nose on this. It was a beautiful nose. Really sweet. It's just a real typical bourbon note. But right up front, there's lots and lots of apples. And again, it's spicied, it's toffied, it's lots of vanilla, lots of cinnamon, lots of brown sugar sweetness. But this was really, really nutty and really oaky on the nose. A little bit peppery. Even those apples are like a baked apple. Drizzled maybe in some syrup. Maybe some maple syrup. But again, let me just have a quick taste on this, guys. E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, 129.7. Okay, that one again, right up front off the bat, it's dry, it's peppery, really, really tickling my sides of my tongue, sides of my cheeks. Really peppery, really hot, but it's hot in a good way. It's not off-putting in any way. But those apples are there, they're beautiful, it's spicy, it's toffee. But for me, it's beautifully mouth coating. It's oaky on arrival, it's dry and oaky on arrival. As I say, it's peppery, it's sweet, it's brown sugared. Vanillas and nuts. Fantastic. Really, really nice, this, guys. I've been trying to pick up a bottle, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So apologies for these top 5, because I know if you're in the UK, you're in Europe, they're really, really tough to get a hold of and you really need to go and search them out. But if you're in America, I think equally some of them might be tough to get a hold of. But if I'm going to do a top 5 bourbons and American whiskies, then these would have to be in it. Don't get me wrong, guys, these are not the best 5. These are just the best 5 that I've had in 2019. Let's finish this off. Wow, super. Okay, number 4, E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, 129.7. Super, super stuff. Okay, guys, let's move on to number 3. So number 3, I don't have a sample of it. It was sent to me by Mr. Jerry Kersey. It did make it into my top 5 whiskies of 2019, which is the Jack Daniel's Heritage Barrel. When Jerry actually sent me the Jack Daniel's, I wasn't the biggest fan of Jack Daniel's. Typically everybody have done the old number 7 as a teenager and all that as I grew up. Kind of got off it. But when he sent me this Heritage Barrel, he told me how rare it was and how great it was, so I took him at his word and tried the sample. Wow, what a whiskey that was. For a Jack, it was 100 proof. Apparently it was from the 200 best casks that they have at Jack Daniel's, and it came from one of the highest parts of the rig house. So it's supposed to be the best of the best that you can get from Jack Daniel's. I know it's very, very rare. I've just spoken to Jerry recently and he's just managed to pick up the second Heritage Barrel, so I'm hopeful that he'll send some of that when he cracks it open. So I'm looking forward to. Cheers, Jerry. If you've not opened it, mate, don't worry. But if you have, then I'll look forward to one of those samples. What I remember from it, I reverted back to my notes. I have done a video on the Heritage Barrel. I did class it as the best Jack Daniel's ever, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find. If you ever pop back into my catalogue, you can pick that up. But from memory and a quick flick back through the notes, on the nose it was quite solventy, kind of polishy, nail polishy, that kind of thing. Lots of caramel, lots of maple syrup. It was quite oaky, and it was always there's lots of fruit, lots of apricot. It was rich and it was minty, so it had lots and lots going on. It was complex. For a Jack Daniel's, it was super, super complex. There was lots of that traditional toasted oak, lots of banana that you get in most Jack Daniel's, but I picked up lots of tobacco, pipe tobacco, pipe smoke. It was spicy, it was nutmeg, it was ginger, it was cinnamon. It had everything. It was complex. On the palate, it was powerful, it was spicy, it was fruity, it was sweet, that beautiful banana note, a little bit tropical. Again, it was a really, really complex but beautifully balanced. So for me, it was a super, super Jack Daniel's. When I went out, the nearest I could get to here in the UK was the Select Barrel. So I bought a couple of those. it's put me back on Jack Daniels, but it's not your typical, I'll search out some of the better. I didn't know Jack Daniels did stuff as good as that, but that was my number 3, which is the Jack Daniels Heritage Barrel. So if you've had it, drop me a comment. If you've, I know it's tough to get a hold of, guys. So, and I do know number 2's out at the minute, because Jerry's made me a call and he's been shown off on the call that he's picked up a bottle. So, you know where I am, Jerry. Okay, guys, moving on to number 2. What are we going to do with number 2? What did I have planned? Okay, number 2 again was another sample that Jerry sent me. So both 4 of the 5 that I've had at the minute have been samples sent to me. 2 from Jason at the Mash and Drum and 2 from Jerry Kersey in Las Vegas. So the other one, again, I don't know whether it's Jerry. Jerry maybe sent me smaller samples than Jason did, but I couldn't stop drinking the ones that Jerry sent me. Hence, that's why they've got number 2 and number 3. The number 2 that I had was this is what it was. It was the Angel's Envy. It was a 2017 cask strength. It's 62.25 ABV, and it was finished in a port barrel, and this was batch C6 and bottle number 4924. But what I remember from that bottle, again, it's purely from memory, from notes, is that I found it was, I have a real sweet tooth, and I know bourbon suits me because a lot of it's generally very sweet, but I think with that Angel's Envy with the port casks, it's that port barrels, it was dark, lots of dark fruits, it was tense, it was powerful, it was just fruity, it had lots of dark fruits, plums, raisins, figs, all your traditional stuff that you'd find from your kind of port barrels. But again, the finish was long, it was intense, it developed, and it was really complex. It was just a beautiful Angel's Envy. I do have a couple other Angel's Envy still to try, if I can find them through here. I've tried the Angel's Envy Rye, which again I've had a go at that one, and I think there's another one which I have, which is the Caribbean Rum Cask, which is another couple of, there's a couple of Angel's Envies that I've got, but that one by far was absolutely superb. It came very close to being my number 1 bourbon whiskey of the year, but it just got pipped, and the one that pipped it won't be a surprise to anyone, because to this day the very first bourbon I ever tried was this one, and it was probably the very first bourbon video that I ever did. So if you've been watching the channel, you've got a rough idea what it is. I have tried a couple of bottles since, just to give you an idea, to cut any drama. It's the Elijah Craig, but as you can see, this one's finished. This is the old stuff as well, so what I tend to find, I'll pick these up at auction because I can usually get a decent deal on them. I seem to prefer the older stuff. This was the 136, this was the one I reviewed, 136 proof. But I'm now on to this is probably my 3rd bottle of this Elijah Craig. This is the 138.8 proof one. And again with this, I'm not gonna try and tell you anything that you don't know about it. I'm sure everybody's had, particularly in America, I think everyone has had some sort of experience with Elijah Craig, whether it's the normal Elijah Craig or whether it's the barrel proof. I know they bring out 3 bottles a year. I think there's the A bottle, the B bottle and the C bottle. I have, as I say, I have done the C517. Jason's very generously as well sent me a bottle of the C918, which I'm looking forward to doing that as well. Thanks very much, Jason, very generous. But this one, I'm going to have a little sip of this. This is from my own bottle. This is the 138.8 proof. I think over there it's called the bottle of wow, but let's have a, oh wow. It is just super stuff. Beautiful colour as usual, very dark. 12-year-old Elijah Craig barrel proof. Let's have a sip. Oh my. That is just the power. It's intense, it's powerful, it's aggressive. It lets you know that it's a barrel proof. But in the same hand, it's sweet, it's spicy, it's full of rich flavours. Lots of cinnamon, lots of vanilla, lots of dark fruits. On that first sip, there's just a massive explosion of flavour in your mouth. It's hot, I can say it's hot, it's spicy, it's vanilla, it's loads of sweetness. There's lots in there, there's toffee. It's got everything. For me, it's just I was very, very privileged to be able to try the Elijah Craig as the first bourbon I ever had. When I put it out on YouTube, people said I was mad. It'd be very difficult to find anything that matches it or anything that comes close to it. Luckily for the guys that sent me, I have been able to find stuff that has taken me close to it. It was very, very tough with this. Any of these 5 guys tonight could have won that top spot, but for me, just for I'm a wee bit more used to it. I've had it for a while. I've done it through 2018 and 2019. It's just super, super, super whiskey. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which is my top bourbon of 2019. I did say earlier, guys, there was 5 bottles that came very, very close, or 5 bourbons that came very, very close. I have reviewed a few of them, so I'm going to give some honourable mentions. One of them is to the Henry McKenna Bottled in Bond, again, which was generously gifted to me by Jerry Kersey. My number 1 fan, really looks after the channel, sends me lots of bourbons. Don't get me wrong, I send Jerry some whiskies back as well. It's not all take, and it's just, again, it's just the ethos of the channel. It's just, and the words say it all. It is in the pleasure and the sharing. Super, super. This McKenna was absolutely fantastic as well. I have had a few goes on this. I did have a sample of it, but I've done the sampling already. I've shared a couple of drams of this and it's went down super, super well. So this is the Kentucky Straight Bottled in Bond Bourbon Whiskey. This was barrel number 6507. Bottled in 24309. Barreled in 24309. Super, super stuff. 10-year bottle and bond. So that was one that came very close. Second was another video that I done, which was a Noah's Mill. I did the Noah's Mill bourbon. Again, I seem to love the high proof. That was 114.3, which again was super, super stuff. If you haven't managed to check out the video, go back and have a look at the Noah's Mill, because it was a super, super dram. The other one is one that I'd reviewed quite recently, which is the Old Fitzgerald 13-year-old. Again, it was bottled in bond, and that was 110 proof, 100 proof again, that one. Again, if you've seen the video, guys, great. If you haven't, you may want to check back and check it out. And the next one I think I had was, there's a couple. I've reviewed both of them, which was the Russell's Reserve single barrel, 110 proof, and I also did the Joseph Magnus 100 proof. So those were the 5 that probably I had a great experience with those bottles this year, and they just missed out on the top 5. I think I have, on my heart I've found the better 5 of the 10, but on a different day any of those could have come in. So that's me, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm the Whisky Friend. The last thing to say is the pleasure is in the sharing, and I hope to see you all. I'd like to wish everybody a fantastic new year coming up. Whisky Friend channel's had a superb year, particularly towards the back end of the year. It's really taken off. We've hit the 1,000 subscriber. But I'd love to thank everybody who's watched, everybody who's liked, everybody who's even watched the video, particularly everyone who's subscribed to the channel. Big thanks to everyone who's going to subscribe to the channel in the future. So hopefully I've got lots of big plans coming through in 2020. So without any further ado, that's me guys. I'm going to get off, as again the pleasure is in the sharing, and I'll see you in 2020. Thank you very much.